Good morning, and welcome to Coffee and Conversations. Wake up and make today count. Have you gotten your coffee yet? Time to start a conversation. We're going to give you guys some time to get in here. I'm going to turn my volume down on my phone.
Morning. Good morning, guys. How are y'all this morning? Welcome to Coffee and Conversations, another episode. See what we talking about.
I wonder what episode we're on. I'm going to look back into the days. In the beginning, I was doing episode 1, episode 2, episode 3.
Keep track of it,
keep track. And now, please, I have no idea.
Can I open this? Oh,
I always start with my agave.
Oh, okay.
And then I put a drop of that. Maybe that's your problem. You want to taste it, and then you just add a drip. You be having too much space. Girl, tell us about it. Y'all, listen, y'all almost didn't get us.
I was cursing my own self out this morning, y'all.
Listen, first of all, let me tell y'all, I am not a morning person. So when I'm having coffee and conversations in the older days, before there was this show, guess what? It was in the afternoon. What time was I having coffee with you? Maybe 11.
Or like when you drop the kids off.
Right. And then I had to come and bring breakfast. So, maybe 9 o'clock.
Yeah, it wasn't an everyday thing. But it was a
But Kia was like, no, let's do it like 8:30 in the morning. And I'm like, 8:30 in the morning, honey. I don't even have to wake up no more to get these kids, honey. They get up and get themselves out. I woke up to amazing texts from my twins. Well, really Rayvon, the baby twin. And he's always like, oh, we're on the bus, fine, love you. And they all are normally leaving at the same time. They all out at 6:30 in the morning. The girls leave for high school. The boys bus come about 6:40. They got their little bus app so they can see exactly where it is. So they get out right in time, and they got their own key so they know how to lock the door. Very mature little young men. The two of them together is 13 and 13 make 26. So they doing fine together. They actually a 26-year-old together. So twins, they're doing great. Yesterday was complaining about putting out the trash. And I said, just think about it. If it was just one of you, you'd be putting out all of the trash. Now you get a bag and you get a bag and you get a pill and you get a pill and it's done. So have a conversation with this singular young man who is taking out all the trash all by himself, or the daddy, the grown man who ain't got no sons yet, and so he got to take the trash out for his wife. So you get in. So now appreciate that you get to divide and conquer, because one day it's gonna be double the work for you. All right. So no need to complain. Your life is better than the average 13-year-old boy. That's all I'm saying. But yes. But anyway, I was just saying that to say. And then Kia, Wandale said, why was I watching a replay?
I can't.
But you been having some problems.
That replay yesterday was good though.
Good morning. I'm working on that cover page, boo. Oh, I know you are. Listen, we got a snag. But listen, I'm dressed.
Oh, okay.
Oh, listen, am I not dressed for results today, honey?
Come on now.
I done queened up today, robing on, honey. I said I put on my necklace. Listen, I got on sweatpants. But you don't know that from the halfway up.
I said, all right.
This is like what you call it? This is the Zoom outfit, honey. I'm zooming it today. Do my little I choose me robe on, and honey, she is giving.
Ready. Look, okay, Ron.
I'm laughing.
I know we was late. You thought that was us live. Okay.
Well, Kia, that's why I was telling the story, because I said Kia is the one who said we're gonna go at 8:30. I said, how about maybe 9 to 10, maybe 10 a.m. 10 a.m. is perfect for me. 10 a.m. She said 8:30. And every day Kia's getting later and later for herself.
Correct. See, I be having to be up and out. I be running and ripping around in any streets. So I'll be like, let's get it up and out the way so I could be gone. I'll be gone. Look, I'm dressed and ready to get gone.
Girl got used to driving. She back out there in them streets.
I'm back out here in these streets. So I'm like, look, because we either going to do it later on.
She was not in them streets, y'all.
Honey,
right in his house.
Paralyzed in this house. With anxiety, couldn't get in that car.
The sun ain't barely out yet. And look at her. She already.
Now, I ain't on them highways and byways.
I'm not on the highways and byways.
But I am on them streets, literally. Okay? I just realized it's going to take me 40 minutes to get to Mary. And she said it's 15 minutes for them to get to me, but they on that highway. So I said, oh.
Are you going to...
No. I was just saying.
Oh, I'm about to say,
I was
girl,
just looking at the
like
distance. No, I ain't do it yet.
Oh, you trying to see, make sure you are ready to do it.
I can't.
You know why he calling you?
I just told you so.
Melissa says, I also got dressed today. Charlie asked me why, and I said, because I'm about to do this book today. I said, I gotta dress the part if I want the part. Girl, see what I'm saying? It's a vibe. That's a guarantee that we gonna snatch out them last few snags today. Everything else is good. We got everything in alignment. Everything is good. The last thing we working on is getting the cover right and sizing right, because the sizing is just a little off, and we playing with it. We can't figure out the dimensions, and we got all these different things. But Melissa's working her behind off. Let me say that. And I've been actually finding little stuff. I'm like doing a calculator thing, putting all the pages in, sending pictures of this. I'm like trying to do my part as much as I can. But honey, sometimes I said this makes the story better. This is how proud I was with the How Special Are You? Because eventually, once it's figured out,
finished,
we are feeling better. Glad we were on the same page as well. I've got that cover template up and working it now. You will have it all by the time the show is done. What? So listen here. Whistle while you work.
Whoa.
And listen to us. So what was he talking about? The power of networking. That's right. The power of networking.
The power.
Oh, but wait. I kept on cutting you off, Kia. What did you say when Kia told me I was cussing myself out this morning?
Oh, yeah.
All that to say
out.
that Kia been picking me up at 8:15, and now what time is Kia?
It's like 8:23, 8:24, 5. No, we supposed to be on by 8:30. So it's my fault, y'all. I'm going to take full accountability, okay?
Full accountability.
So I was cursing my own self out. I said, see, that's what happens when you give people an inch and they take a yard.
I wish I would say.
No, I need to be picking her up by 8:15. And here I am. Then she'll text and say, no, 8:20, girl. Now I'm picking her up at 8:23, 8:25. See, this is what I got to get back on track. I'm talking to and that's why I be telling people, you could be your own accountability. You don't need nobody to tell you what you already know you telling yourself.
That part.
I was cursing my own self out in the car this morning, y'all. I said, I got to get back to
that thing had me cracking up. I said, Kia. I said, girl, you the one saying you want me up at 8:30 in the morning. 8:22. I'm like, girl, is you up? I started texting her like, it's 8 o'clock. I just want to call to make sure you out the bed right now. Girl. She'd be like, girl, I'm just jumping up, girl. And then I'll be like, dang, I forgot to call you first.
I'm like, honey, You know,
now,
sometimes
on the days when I'm like, listen here, boo. Pick me up at 8:20. It'd be because you know how sometimes you wake up and realize that you gotta go to the bathroom in the morning and not in the afternoon. Well, it was one of those days. I'm like, girl, I need 5 more minutes, girl. Give me 5 more minutes.
Give people an inch.
Don't jump in the car. Don't jump in the car. I'm coming,
girl. Look, how people say, what Ron said, I'd rather you be mad at me than me be mad at you. I'd rather me be sitting in your driveway waiting on you than you waiting on me. Okay? At least I'm there. I'm early. I'm on time. Now I'm just waiting on you.
I'm prepared.
Come on now.
So today's topic is the power of the networking. I think this is a great topic. Great topic because
great power in networking.
Understanding what power is all about, right? Power, when you think about power, it means that you're plugged into a source, right? And so an outlet is power. And that's the source of which all electricity comes through in order to activate anything, right? That has the electricity and the power. We are electric, right? And so to operate in our power and collaborate is how we actually connect and create a better, powerful, stronger source, right? It's almost like the chandelier affair, right? If you get everybody with the lights come together, so if everybody is empowered, then no matter who comes and connects, we all get the electrified in a way that allows us to operate at the capacity that we were designed to, right? Because the phone won't operate at the right capacity if it's not plugged into the source to get the power to bring it back up to par, right? And so having nice networking circles keep you vibrating at a certain frequency so that you don't lose the essence of who you are when you're fully charged, because your phone operates better on a full charge than it do when it's less charged, right? So if you think of that concept of when I'm in a network of power, then I'm always having a place to go to plug back into in order to re-up on my ideas, re-up on my faith, re-up on my assignment, because I have all this reminders, which are sources of electrifying proof of what they can do when they stick together and they're plugged in, right? So that would be my perspective. So it's
I mean, all of that.
Yeah.
You hit it on the head. It's just there is so much power in networking, because you are doing what you doing and somebody else does what they do. But like my situation this morning, somebody's texting me about a plumber, right? No, I don't know no plumbers, but okay, maybe I could call my cousin who does some work. And if he don't necessarily specialize in plumbing, well, maybe he can recommend someone, right? And it keeps going, right? So I'm like, okay, Ron, do you know anybody who does plumbing? And if Ron don't know, he like, well, shit, not me. Depending on what they need, I might could do something, I might not, but I know my boy, it keeps going, right? So I could recommend him. So now I'm giving her his number, right? So the power of networking is deep, and it's very resourceful. It's being resourceful, because then you could just get the things you need. That's not necessarily something you do, but you have to know other people that do other things.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, good, Melissa. Please send it to me.
See? That's the power of networking. Ask and you shall do what?
Receive.
My God. If you open your mouth, God said there's always somebody who knows somebody. You just got to ask.
Okay, yeah. See, that's the prime example. Open your mouth. If you just open your mouth, you never know who you're connected to that has the answer. Period.
And I'm gonna tell you, it's so funny. When you was talking, I was thinking about not too long ago, somebody had made a post. I can't remember who it was. But anyway, the post was asking about what does networking mean to you? And everybody was giving all kind of things. And so me, as the apostle and the old soul sage doctor, spiritual person, so I go and I'm saying, listen, I got an idea for networking. God says that we are fisher of men. So that means the networking. Do y'all get it? God said that we would be fisher of men. So that means the net's working. So when you are literally catching fish at the capacity, a real fisherman is not out there with one damn line.
Fish line.
He is out there with a net.
Oh my God.
And he has everything he needs. Y'all saw Nemo. If anybody saw Finding Nemo, they were trying to push down so they could free themselves of the what? The net, right? Because the net was pulling so many people up at the same time, right? Because God it was catching more. Right. That's what networking is, right? You want to have a network that people are growing their networks. It's not enough to have 5 people. No, we need double of that. And once we get the double, everybody bring one. So your friend brings somebody, and then their friend brings somebody, and their friend brings somebody. That's what church is, right? The networking, right? Because what they say, tell a friend, ask a friend, bring a friend. So that's the networking. So when you think about networking, so I have this t-shirt that says, are you a multi-level marketer of God? # multiple streams of spirit, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody was multi-level marketing for all these other industries, but we came here to serve one man, and that's God. And so while you're networking for other people's vision? Are you networking for the vision that God gave you? Because that's your assignment. Your assignment is not for everybody else, is to be in alignment with who you are as well. So while you're building somebody else's ideas and dreams, I hope you are still internalizing some things so that you can actually see yourself even in the place, so that you know that your ultimate goal is to be networking with fisher of men, right? Because you become the evidence.
That's what you need.
And when you look the part, people they migrate to you, right? Yeah. And then what you're doing, you influence. That's why they call everybody who start getting followers influencers, right? Because they're networking.
Yeah.
Now, what they're influencing is up to the body of Christ, right? Because we are the body. So my influence may be different from Kia's influence, who may be different from your influence, but whatever we're doing, we are pulling men in for whatever we are doing that are drawn to us, and that means the net is working. Okay.
Working that net.
You know Brandon from the Lake Precious, that guy that takes care of the cabin with us, he's got his own plumbing biz. Oh, okay.
Okay, Brandon.
Brandon.
Shout out to Brandon.
Period.
His own plumbing business. All right.
Send the info over to Kia so she can go forward with it. And that's exactly what networking is all about. It's really about being intentional. It's really about finding like-minded people where you're not the smartest person in the room.
Right. You can always learn from the people that you're around. You never want to be the smartest person, because where are you going to get something from or pick something up from? You got to pick up something too from out the room. So you got to, learn some stuff as well. So you never want to be the smartest. And if you find yourself being the smartest, then you got to upgrade your network. Or bring, find some more people to network, different groups of people, a higher level of, people of things that they're into, so that you can learn something else. So there's always different networking events around in your city. If we're here in Charlotte, so, there is a lot of networking events. Networking is popping. Networking is really popping though. Just being around, people that always want more is a great thing. It keeps your mind stimulated. It renews your mind daily, right? Like we keep talking about, it keeps your mind going. Yeah. Don't get complacent with what you're doing, or learn how to do it better, or learn a new trade, or learn something else, so that you can help somebody else in another realm, in another thing, right?
Yeah.
Be of value. It helps you be of value.
Yeah, and it helps grow your inventory. Because when you're networking, you get to learn, right? And that's the best part. It's the learning part. Networking allows you to, I would say, broaden your horizons, because you just don't know what you don't know. And being able to have the opportunity to be in the right room with the right people doing the right things is why the net is working.
That's a game changer.
Because it pulls, and if I use the analogy of Nemo, all of those fish inside that net, when you got a net, everybody looks different. When you got a line, you could only find one person at a time, right? And that means that's why God said to be fisher of men. And if anybody ever fished, you understood the power is in knowing what to put on your line in order to grab the fish you want. So when you're doing it individualized, then you're specifically putting one thing on the line, because you're trying to pull in one specific type of thing. So, if I want this type of fish, I'm learning, right, honey? I got to put this thing on the line. If I want this type of fish, I got to put actual meat on the line. If I want this, I got to put little minnows on the line. If I want, I could maybe put salmon on the line. I have to do my homework to find out if I want to pull something specifically. But networking means that I want to actually be in the sea of life, the sea of God. I want to be able to see everybody at face value. I want to open up a door that we could come together and discover what makes us powerful, right? And so that's why we say the power of networking is everybody understanding that they look different. That the individualism is what makes us a network. Because the minute everybody start looking the same, it's not a network. If I'm going to come here and 20 people want to help me with the same thing, then It's no different.
Yeah.
I might as well have one line, but I'm creating a group of people who stand strong in their individualism in order to what? To find power within who we are as individuals, so that when we put it together, remember, we become in the picture of God. So now we got this network of people. Imagine if all the networks came together with their special pieces. Your network, her network, my network, his network, and we all came together with our molded pieces, because we are one of a kind, because we are a net of different fish. And then we come into one space and we put everybody's pieces together. It goes back to that perspective that I gave, that we all are the picture of God, right? It's a big picture. And a puzzle is incomplete if it's missing the sun in the sky or even the dirt on the ground. And so understanding that the mold that is you, right? That precious mold is about forming together and then coming together. It's like, okay, here's my piece. Here's my piece. My piece don't look like her piece, so it fits in a puzzle. I'm bringing my individual piece. It's needed. It's necessary. There's a spot for you, but only if you mold it into yourself and your networking. So now, yes. So now you can come in together and be like, there we go.
That's what we was missing. That's exactly what we was missing. There I go.
Good morning, Facebook user.
Good morning, Facebook user.
Kia is working on. She working that thing, girl. Honey.
Jacob.
Good morning. Good morning, Jacob.
Good morning. What say you, Jacob?
So yes,
the power of networking.
Yes, and I know you could speak so much more on it on the level of the family that is built, right? Because even in the midst of my networking, you know, when you were working and that's a real strong network, you build family with those people, right? So that other part of the networking is really that unity. They become like
you become
amazing people.
You get introduced to some amazing people that you never would have seen before, right? From different places. And so for me and my experience, I've came across some amazing people that has now turned into like family for me. Mm-hmm. So it's like, we call each other every so often.
Yeah.
I mean, me and James used to stay on the phone every day. That's who texted me this morning, and his friend need a plumber. He calling me, and then somebody we both know. It's kind of like, you form bonds. You form bonds. Well,
okay, Jacob is bringing them in. Bring them in, Jacob. Thank you for sharing.
Jacob.
Tell him get in the room and have this conversation. I see he says product branding, marketing, public relations, radio advertising. Okay, he getting detailed. He wants y'all to know what networking is all about. TV advertising and community networking. But how people understand the power and value of network, that's another story, right? Mm. Because the power is in collaboration, right? I started what was one of my favorite groups is when Queens collaborate, right? Mm-hmm. The idea that when we come together, we make a difference. The idea that when we collaborate, that's a network for me. And then I was doing that concept of breaking down, right? Because everybody was doing conferences, and I was, mom of 5, and I'm like, yo, why is everybody doing separate conferences? Can't we all come together in a powerful way and divide and conquer? So just imagine if a big hall costs $2,000 and you got 10 devoted speakers. Come on now, let's follow how this networking thing can work when we collaborate. We conquer when we collaborate, because then no one burden is on one person. So an idea of a good network is to take 10 speakers that are all trying to do the same exact thing. Find a location. Divide that $2,000 by 10 people. That is $200. Come on now. Let's say the food is $500, $600. Let's say now prices are high. The food is $1,000 now. Now you divide that. That's $100. Come on now. What is the schedule? What is my budget now? I'm only at $300, and we got this big hall. Everybody is in their own right, and we planning a good thing together now because our net is working. We got different people who are attached to different places, right? So I'm not having to look for all my resources. We got 10 different people who are looking through their 10 different resources. So when we need somebody to come decorate, we could look through 10 different ideas to see what works best for us. And then let's say the person said we can decorate for $1,000. Bam, that's another $100. We only have $400, mind you, and we already got the hall. We already got the food. We already got the decorations. And guess what else we got? We're going to do the little bags. So everybody who is doing stuff is going to put their business stuff in the bags, and you allow people to come and be vendors. There's the other money, right? So mind you, now we're going to get our money back from the vendors. So everybody already done put out $400. Tops $500. 500 times 10 is what? $5,000 budget instead of one person taking it.
Come on now.
Is it 5? No, I mean 5. What is it?
You
is
said
that 55? What is it? Is that 50?
5,000?
Is it 50 or 5?
What?
500 times 10.
Add the 0.
So it is 5,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I would just, sometimes I'll be like, am I off a 0? But yeah, that was right the first time. Yeah. So I was right the first time. So 5,000, yeah. Right? So now that's the budget. Now imagine if one person has to pay 5,000. It may be like, and then doing all of the work. But now instead, queens and kings are collaborating. So now what would have cost you 5,000, it's going to cost you 500. And guess what your audience is going to entail? A whole bunch of people. Because if all of the 10 people only bring 10 people, that's already 100 people in your audience. Y'all are hustling backwards, but it's so hard to bring everybody together because we comparing instead of understanding. There's a chandelier affair. You're competing instead of completing. Missing the L, which is the love. Love grows everything. And so once we compete instead of complete, we miss out on that one part. So we're not trying to outdo each other. We're trying to enhance each other because the net is working. And so when people can identify who they are individually and then come together, then it's like we all win because now we do it collectively. So you tell your story from everybody got the same amount of time from the stage. This is free advice, y'all.
Come on now.
Y'all gonna pay for the rest, but this is free. So if you're looking to collaborate, you got these dreams, get your circle together, get your network together, and think about dividing and conquering.
And everybody in that room is going to leave with something from every person, each one of the 10. Because even though that's their topic, that person is going to pick that up. They're going to pick something up out of that they learn.
Yes.
So it's going to be a benefit to everybody versus you just giving them that one thing that you can only give or whatever your specialty is. And they could get so much more from the other 9 people.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't come there for just that. It's like a dedicated thing. They getting a collaborate now, the variety.
And your people tired of listening to you. That's why they stopped coming by the 5th damn event you put in. So it still falls on to you. When you collaborate with other people, you allow my audience to be your audience to be mine. We
like follow me to know more. Or now, I love what you just said on that stage. Girl, I need a refill station. Lord, I was needing this part, but Lord knows I need this part as well.
I need financial literacy. I'm glad you got somebody there. And then you have a story. And so I feel drawn to you because remember, your story makes room for you. So when I tell my story, you understand. And then when I tell you my products and services, you're drawn to me because I'm going to inspire you to realize that I was where you was before. Broken, busted, and disgusted. And then I had to pull myself up. So now I'm an inspiration to you. Why? Because that's how life works. So that's what that whole idea of having somebody on the stage who's willing to be vulnerable. Well, what got them to where they are? Not the promise without the process, okay? Because that's false advertisement. You cannot leave out the part so that when stuff get hard for people, they don't feel like, oh, God is picking on me. He ain't picking on you. He picking you up like he did everybody else that went through.
Guaranteed.
You want to hit that one? Yep. Go ahead, boo.
Jacob says the value of collaborative networking opens up different markets nationally and internationally.
That part.
Church business, corporate business, community business, email marketing, viral video marketing, social media marketing, and much, much more. Come on, Jacob. Tell them about it. There's so much value in collaborative networking. Mm-hmm. Like Precious, you say all the time, when you have a project, if you know someone who does social media, you know someone who does marketing, you know somebody who, look at Melissa. She is putting the links out there. She is helping with the book. Like, if that's not your specialty, outsource it out to the person who could do it. That's their specialty. And it would be so much better because you frustrated trying to do it all. Yeah. And that ain't even your lane.
That part.
So it would be so much beautiful if you just pass it to the person who that is their lane. Mm-hmm. Collaborative networking. Mm-hmm. Come on.
I love it. I think the collaborative networking, I think, is the highest level of networking. It is the highest level. And so that's why it's important to do that self-work. It's important to identify and go through that healing process. Get out of your feelings and into your healing. Because when you do that self-work, you make room for collaboration. If you don't work on yourself, ain't nobody collaborating with you. If you don't got your attitude together, if you don't got your gratitude together, because really it's the gratitude
your
part.
Soul together.
Yeah. If you don't got that, but your soul for me is your mind, right? That's why I say I take it from survivor to soulvivor. Because clearly by the flesh, we have survived, but mentally, a lot of us are stuck in those ways, stuck in how somebody treated us. And so real forgiveness is moving on from that situation. It doesn't mean you have to keep that person in your life. It doesn't mean that you have to keep on going back, but it does mean that you have to release the idea of the expectation of who you wanted them to be in order for you to be able to move on in your life and make room for somebody else to come in, right? Because a lot of times when we are hurt and we don't forgive, it stops us from building new, organic, authentic relationships because of the fear word, right? The fear of the doubt that you can handle any situation, right? But if it's been proven that you got over the last time you was hurt, then if you get hurt again, you'll be able to get over it. Just like,
it'll be okay.
Yeah, you will understand that it's the process into the promise. And sometimes it ain't about you to feel, it's not about you feeling hurt. It's about you allowing yourself to understand that God was growing you up. There was a lesson. I was just talking to my auntie yesterday, and I was just telling her that the best part about God is that he give you so many blank sheets to work it out. You know how when you're doing work and you got that, you're doing a math problem and they give you, scrap paper? I said, God has a limitless supply of scrap paper for you. So I don't care what you keep on working out. And I said, you may have somebody in the classroom that's going to use one piece of scrap paper and you may have somebody else that's going to use 10. God don't care how many you use. He just want to know that you're working out the problem to get to the right solution. Okay? He wants you, and he said, and I will sit here. This ain't no time test, baby. Because time is what you make it. Tomorrow is not present. So why, if tomorrow is not promised, why do we live like we have forever? Why are we worried about tomorrow when all we really have grace for is for today? It's like we are oxymoron. Either I'm grateful for today because tomorrow is not promised, or I expect tomorrow, so I'm worried about it. Why are you worried about a day that never got here? You know why? Because you're not qualified for the capacity of tomorrow because you ain't in tomorrow. God gives you enough for right where you are. And so what you need for later on today, you will get as you're going. See, we get into the mindset of expecting to be equipped for a place that we dreaming to go to. But if you want to dream to go there, why don't you dream about your equipment too? You ain't got there. So it's just a dream. So why do we equip ourselves to think that we can't have what we want when we dreaming about what's the fear thing? Because if God says tomorrow ain't promised and you going above and beyond God, then why can't you believe that it's going to be amazing when you get into tomorrow? Why fear tomorrow if there's nothing to fear but fear itself? You know? So it's like that whole concept teaches us that, yeah, we gotta work on ourselves so that we can let the network and that we can build. And so I love that Jacob was talking about churches and all that, because that's a major problem in churches. Churches is the most cliquiest thing I know. No offense, but they clicky. You got to save for 20 years, to save for 5 years, to save for 5 minutes, and they all in a superior attitude. 5 minutes. Just got here. And the one that been there 20 years forgot from whence they came, so they got an attitude of lack of gratitude. So they think they above them. So you can't even usher. God said to usher, why do you think he put ushers at the door? So that I can usher you in just the way you are. But then the ushers got so saved and sanctified, but they forgot that somebody ushered them through the same damn door that they ushered somebody else. And that's what I'm saying. That self-work, doing that healing, allows you to network at a capacity that adds to people and don't rob them of their joy. It don't rob them of all of that stuff.
Girl. I'm telling you, Melissa says it's much more fun working together anyway. Yes, come on now. You gotta be trying to do it all yourself. Get somebody to help you figure it out and get to them resources.
Ooh, don't start nothing now, Jacob.
Come on, Precious. Jacob says, Precious, I understand you are an author. A 10-city church networking book signing tour would work for you, girl.
It really would.
And each church you go to, a pastor can preach a sermon from the writings of your book.
Ooh, that sounds nice.
Come on, Jacob. Physical copies and signed by the author.
Signed and autographed by you.
Oh my goodness.
Along with live taping. Therefore, you can create a sizzle and a real and trailer to push yourself globally. This will hold high value and impact lives. I love that. I'm with that. A church network, you know, I was like, I gotta get it because I got the soul baths and all the Sabbath. Yeah, I think I like that. I'm gonna have to put that. Then that's a tour I'm with. Church networking book signing tour. I like that. What the F is your mustard seed fits right in the groove of that? You are so well. All of my books. Because it's all
signed, autographed by you. Come on now.
And I love the idea of the pastor preaching from you can pick a poem. I like that. We have to dig deeper in that one.
Jacob said, you gotta get up with him.
Yeah, we gotta connect for sure.
We gotta collaborate. He gave us some good ideas.
Yeah, I like that. Because I am definitely the spiritual teacher.
But you deep with it, girl. You deep with it. I don't know where this stuff just be coming from. I be in amazement. I
be in amazement. That's why I don't take. Listen, I take no credit. I am so grateful.
And it makes sense.
No, I won't say no credit. We got to take the credit of the listening ear. But I'm definitely grateful that I trust what I'm hearing, and I trust it when I can't see it, and that my faith is operated in a way where people can see my intention, right? Because that's all I want people to understand my intention, the gift, and I do want them to understand that it's bigger than me.
Love, always coming from love and help, solution-based help.
Oh, I like that.
And it might not be what you want to hear, but it's not about that. Get out your feelings and into your healing.
Yes,
right? And that's the problem. So many people are into their emotions, but you're not really listening to what you're saying. Yeah. You got to listen.
Yep.
Not from what you want to hear, but what I'm actually saying.
Yeah.
So, and get out your own way.
That's good stuff. Yeah. Because I think that, and that's why I say I think this topic is so good, because if we start operating in our power, remember how I started, that when you think about power, think about the outlet.
It is a source.
You have to connect to a source.
And each of us is that powerful source.
Right.
Connect yourself to a powerful source. And if you do that, then that person gonna do that, and it creates a circle of everybody holding each other's hand.
And accountable.
Come on now. So you ain't got no choice but to shine your light only the way you can.
Only the way you can. You know what's so funny? Just the other day, you know what I saw? I just saw daggone there's a new comedy special on Netflix, and it's with some more, and it's called The Chandelier Girl, or Queen Chandelier. And it was released. Me and Chef Ron just watched it on Sunday, and I was like, yes, honey, yes, some more. But she just had Queen Chandelier, right? So it's making me think about, is a chandelier fair and everybody bring their light and all that other stuff. And I was like, honey, God has a way of co-signing, right?
Ideas.
Not denying the plans he has for you, the plans to prosper you. And so sometimes you need to be paying good attention to when you're thinking of stuff and you're like, oh my God, am I just really out here again? I'm like flying, soaring. And then he keep on confirming with a whole nother. I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. That's it. I'm on to something, Lord. I hear you. So I'm like, oh, I hear you, God. I hear you, God. You roaring.
He keep confirming.
But bear with me, Lord. Bear with me. I got 5 kids and a husband. Bear with me. He said, yeah, that's what I'm trying to save y'all for. Them 5 kids and that husband, so I could free him up because he deserved it.
Come on now.
And then I could free y'all up, and that's the part. And then we can heal the world.
He like, every idea I give you, boom, here we go. Boom, here we go. Boom, here we go.
Ooh, okay. Down south, we love you. South Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Charlotte, North Carolina, Miami, Florida, Huntersville, Alabama, just to name a few places. I think we're going to have to sit down and do a work up a 10-city tour. I like that. Go into the ministries, honey. And shake them up and hope that when I leave, they invite me back because I'll be shook them up. No, I'm just kidding.
What they said, that's where the people who
that's where I started.
Help or seeking the sick goes. What they say?
I like that too.
Churches where people who are looking for something go, right? People don't even go to church, but they like, Lord, I just need to be in the house of the Lord because I'm going through.
Yeah.
They feel like if they go to church, something miracle gonna happen.
Yeah.
So it's this is where you go when you have issues, pain, sorrow. You just want to be a little closer to the Lord.
Suffering,
so you come
in
to church.
silence. Yes, yep.
Right? So, yeah.
I love it. And even a TV series entitled Your Spiritual Gifts Will Impact God's People. I love that. You can do that too.
What is Jacob is a pastor?
Jacob, you a pastor, Jacob.
I look up Jacob.
Impact God. And you know what I say? Impact is I'm the pack. I'm the agreement heaven had with earth. That's your impact, right? And so when God sent you, he said his will be on earth as it is in heaven. That means your job is to allow people to not know where earth begins and heaven starts, right? And so the idea is to bring that type of peace here with your assignment. So your assignment, right, brings the peace of heaven into earth, right? So that while we're living here, we can enjoy life here. And instead we go from glory to glory. So if I bring that sense of peace on earth, then once I'm gone from earth, I'm going to the next level of glory, right? And so it's like, you can make it make sense. If we understand the power in words, the power in networking, is all about the power. It's all about being plugged in to a source that's going to allow you to what? Multiply the frequency of everybody else, right? And so that's what power is. Because you plugged into me, because you plugged your phone into the outlet, you can now have a FaceTime call again. Because everybody know when that battery is there, it don't have the same functionality that it does when it's at its highest level of battery, right? And so a net power means that it's continuously bringing you back up to the standard and above so that you can be able to, you know what? Operate in your full capacity. And so being in a network of power allows you to operate in your best self instead of your lowest self, right? Because power says that there is a source that can let you rise to any occasion, because we are always pouring into each other. And so I'm pouring. So in the networking is a pour, right? So that your cup can run over. Because can you imagine if God says your cup runneth over, it means that somebody had to pour. And he sends us to come and pour into each other. We are the representation of God. So if you want to have overflow, then somebody got to be pouring.
Somebody. You got to be poured into
in
order to overflow.
And if you don't want to settle, somebody gotta shake you up, right? And so this is shaking and stir when we speak. So when you be like, somebody shook me, right? Because just think, when stuff settles, it separates. If I get something that is
been sitting
too long, and before you drink it, a lot of times there's a sign on it that says shake before you pour. So it's important that life shakes you up. When you crying because you got shook up, God said, because you settling, baby, I had to shake you up. Because I can see your ingredients separating from itself. And because it's separating from itself, I don't know if you know who you are today. So I had to shake you up so I can make sure that what's inside of you becomes one before you go out there and pour it into somebody. Because if it's not bonded right, it won't have the same flavor. And God says that you are what? You are the salt of the earth. And everybody knows that without salt, there is no flavor. So if I'm the salt of the earth and I have everything I need, the only problem is I settled for too long and somebody got to shake me up. So don't be upset when somebody shake you up.
Shake you up.
Become whole again.
Come on now.
Shaking and not stir, baby.
Come on now. God is going to send you somebody to shake you up. Things ain't going right. Why? Because
you are spiritually connected and you are serving.
You are settling. And there's no growth in settling.
That part.
You too comfortable and you settling. No, we got to get shook up. Don't be mad at the person who comes to shake you up. It got to happen.
It got to happen. So we shaking y'all up when y'all thinking about y'all networking and the power behind it, right? You gonna read the key?
Come on.
Because you know I'll be talking
Jacob
all day.
says, no, I'm not a pastor, just a servant of God. Okay, Jacob. But me and God's people are spiritually connected. Yes, you are. Come on now.
Kingdom connection, King Jews, kingdom in business. Come on now. That's a word. That's all we are. We all came to serve.
We are all servants of God.
And if you think you know so much, share it. That's why God gave it to you. If you think you know so much, share it. See? Our faith is not weary.
Now, Melissa ain't playing. She is working. Okay, she working behind the scenes.
While we talking. And look, we on the last 10 minutes while you talking. Working while y'all talking. So we working while y'all talking.
Come on, Queen.
Okay. Let me get our our words and stuff.
Jacob says you guys can do a whole business and spiritual series from top of your state to the bottom of your state. SWP, Sisters with Purpose. Lord, Jacob gonna have us in a whole line. Like, listen, come on now. She got the whole thing planned out for us.
You know what's so funny? My daughter, my 21-year-old, she started a group at UNCG, which is, a PWI, but she started a young Black girls group. Of course, that would be my daughter, right? But it's called SWV, but it's Sisters with Voices. And I told y'all know nothing about SWV, honey. That was the whole group. Yes. So that's then he said SWP, Sisters with Purpose, because I swear hers is Sisters with Voices. Hers is SWV, and she got a whole logo that I that she created, and I actually made all of the girls T-shirts and bling them out and stuff. So yeah, my thing made it sticky.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. SWV is Sisters with Voices.
I'm tripping. Sisters with Vision. Thank you, honey. Look, the husband got it.
That is SWV.
No, but that's what I was telling her, girl. You got Sisters with Voices. You don't know that means something. You're right. It is Sisters with Vision.
Sorry. Okay.
Yes,
Thank you, Ron. Come on, Sisters with Vision.
Sisters with Vision is her group. Sorry.
Y'all go on and get y'all link. Melissa done put it out there. You go click on that link. What the F is your mustard seed? Paperback.
Oh, I like that, honey. I'm looking into that, Jacob. That. You definitely dropped a few jewels. You are not just coming and sucking up the ear. We thank you for actually networking.
Come on now.
Giving ideas. And you know what? It's a breath of fresh air because I spend my whole days dreaming and giving everybody ideas. So it's like thinking out of things that you could do.
See, you need that refill for you. People giving you ideas, but the gifts and talents you have so much. And it's like, what to do? I know what I'm here for, and I know what God gave me, but it's like, how do I reach the masses to help them? Yeah, I am here to help people. Yeah, right. So I love how that do idea. I reach the people that needs me? Everybody need me, right? Everybody need me. Good morning, Dr. Beverly.
Good morning.
Dr. Beverly says, good morning, beautiful ladies. I'm putting together a series called Woman to Woman. The concept is I need to look in the mirror and see what the mirror sees, not what I've been through.
Oh, that's my logo.
Come on now. Come on now.
That's that whole concept. If y'all look at the logo, that works perfect because the logo is this represents the mirror. And this is the you that you are afraid of, the one that you have shame for. And this is the one that's standing on the other side. So you got to hug yourself until you can look yourself in the eye, because the only person that you came to serve is you, because God says to love your neighbors as yourself. And so until you can look in the mirror and allow the stuff that's behind you to stay behind you and stay forward in the front, you'll never be who you need to be. So I love that whole concept. That is self-love initiative. I choose me. Hashtag no more excuses. I love it. Woman to woman. Girl, I'm done. She's doing Sunday cleaning now, y'all. That means you will be honored. You will be the honored speakers.
Come on, P. Come on. Oh, she
I am definitely a keynote speaker.
Got you. Oh, she's a keynote speaker, and she will have the whole room crying.
You don't want to put me in the middle.
What's in there?
Because when people don't know what I
see a collaboration in the mix now.
When people don't know what I bring and they put me in the middle, I disrupt their whole program. So
she gonna
I would say God disrupt the whole program. So it's like, oh wait, the whole program just went our way. We have to take an early lunch.
Don't shake it up.
Don't put me in the middle. You better put me at the end. And I ain't trying to toot my own horn, but I'm just saying, I've been doing this since I was about 12. Yeah. So I am sure now the capacity in which I can speak now, I've gotten way better.
Go for days.
But I can speak for days.
Keeps coming. It just keeps coming.
I just need just tell me what's the point?
Come on now.
Give me a point.
I
love
this collaboration now. We gotta touch people. We gotta touch more people.
Yeah.
I could only touch as many people as I could touch, right? Yeah. But when you bring people, I bring people, we could touch so many more.
Yes.
That's double the people, right?
Yes.
That wouldn't even, maybe they don't know about me, right? But they know you. Maybe they know you, but don't know me, right?
Yeah.
So bring them together. Yeah. Bring them out.
That part.
Collaboration is key.
Okay.
What's
up?
We pulling the card?
I'm almost finished my project, so my book and stuff are about to open right back up. We've been on a hiatus because I've been trying to focus. I can't do.
Yeah.
We
need to get this
wife
done.
Wife, 20 years, almost 21. Mom, 5, and then a million voices in my head. I choose me. This the clothes, the books, the programs, the calendars. Lord. Now I'm doing a whole
subscriptions and prescriptions.
Right. Subscriptions and prescriptions. So it's like
and so much other stuff.
But I'm organizing it now so that we can start the tour. Because I really want to do the Essence Fest, and I really would love to be at the conference in September. I think it could use me, Sarah Jake's conference, that big one. I think they could use a prophetic word of some poetry, some I choose me, right? Some effing it the right way, faith in it. Little edgy thing.
Come on.
So I have a bunch of dreams. So I said, let me tell you something. When they say God bless you so much that you couldn't receive, it's because you trusted him for the first one. So I will put project after project. I'm going on this is my 6th book, and doing it all while what they said David was taking care of the sheep. all the while he was a king, because God wanted to know that you didn't forget your assignment. So you keep on working. And if you trust me, then when you finish it, you bring it to him and I go on to the next one. And so when the window opens so much that I can't receive is because I trusted God for every single project that he put into my spirit. So we found a way to make it become what it became for us to be here today. And so I receive all you guys' love. What you trying to say?
I clicked on it, but I don't see it.
Oh, there we go.
Okay, Dr. Beverly says that's what we were here to do, is disrupt, shake up, and free other women from their guilt and shame. Absolutely. It takes the strong, confident woman who dealt with those things. Not saying she didn't, because we all have them, right? But we've dealt with those things and we no longer fear that we dealt with those. So we need to show other women that they can do it as well through our experience and example.
Yep.
And so Jacob says, we need women like you guys to do a whole male series entitled The Division of the Church Family and the Cold World of Society. This will be a fire TV series. Let's talk about it.
Oh man. You know who was just discussing that, who would go perfect in that that whole group? Dr. Martha Rush. I just saw her posting about asking people why they were where was women preachers in the Bible. So she was having a whole bunch of backlash about, women being able to preach and misunderstanding biblical and this way to that way. So she was I was just reading that. So she would definitely be a great collaboration on that topic.
Dr. Martha Russian.
With a group of us, because like I said, that's exactly what her spirit is right now. She's already having that conversation. So all you do is go ahead and see how you scroll it up. After you're done, they'll really be evolved. That part. 365, a full circle, honey. All the ideas AKO Jews will need marketing, branding, and public relations. Yep.
Absolutely.
That part.
Absolutely will.
Marketing is the key, right? Because that's why people don't know you, is because they don't know you exist. Because nobody put you.
And somebody got to consistently have it out there to different arenas, different places, different people. It's just, that marketing is key.
It's key.
It is key.
And it goes back to just saying that, it's like you live life in the process. And so I think the time when everybody sees you at the same time is because you were being who you was as you were going through life. Like anybody of like, oh yeah, I remember I saw them there, I saw them there. And it's saying it's like you in a room and you can't see who's at the door. We all foot left, we all on the ground and the room is full. But as you're going and growing and the marketing takes place, guess what the marketing becomes? The marketing becomes a stage. Let's get a concept. So you are who you are already. You already are who you are. But the marketing says that we are all here. Because I put a platform under me, let's say people say they stand on their wallet because your marketing is going, take investment. You stand on your wallet, or let's say it's a stage. The marketing is the stage. So it elevates you. So we're in a crowded room. And I'm the same person, you the same person, you the same person. And then marketing comes into the building and the branding. Guess what happens? This is the brand, right? I choose me, that's the brand. So the brand is already set up, right? And then the public relations is those conversations you was having, the people that's going to vouch for you when the stage gets set. Because they can either lift you or lower you when they see you on a hot thing. So that's why you got to treat people right. Like they say, you meet the same people going up as you do going down. So be intentional and have integrity in your business. Because when God decides to elevate you, you want to be able to stand upon that rock because of your integrity, so that everybody speaks in a way that honors you. Even if even the people that don't like you got to respect you because you have been real, organic, authentic, and true to you. But the marketing allows everybody in the room that's crowded to see you on the stage. So now guess what? Everybody who knows you in the room now can see you in the room at the same time. And that's what the moment feels like, is what you have processed in the whole time. But it just means everybody's looking at you now. That's it. So I love that. And we at 58. We got to do a little prayer and promise for the day. Y'all are great. Beverly. Stay awesome. And thank you for all your heart information to help us grow. Oh,
you are so welcome. So Queen.
Welcome, Queen.
Anytime.
Definitely keep us connected on your dates and all, and on your event that's coming up. Did she tell us a date yet? Or are you working on it? Okay.
I think she's.
You want to open up the book on something?
Let's open up a page. Yeah.
Integrity.
All right now, the alignment.
Did I just not say that you have to have integrity? We can't listen. I didn't even want to open up the book. I said God told me to let Key open up the book, just so we can show you that we ain't playing with y'all. That the Spirit of the Lord is here. I can feel it in the atmosphere, honey. You are the church. I don't care where you are on any day. You are the church.
You ain't got to go.
You are the resource. You are the network. You are the fisher of men. Come on now. Listen, girl. It's gonna be a good day.
Come on now.
Integrity. I know, my God, that you test the heart and are pleased with integrity. All these things I have given willingly and with honest intent. Good God Almighty. Don't have no other objective, honey. Be intentional in your giving. It ain't about what you're going to get. It's about who you're going to change. So make sure that your intention is aligned with your assignment, because the things of this world we can't take. And that's the extra that God gives you for being obeying, because obedience is better than sacrifice, okay? So you may have sacrificed everything, but if you're not obedient to sit when he says sit and stand when he says stand, then you think it's your gift, and it ain't your gift. God is using you. You are nothing more than a vessel. So in the moments that you forget, tap into that integrity and remember that I have to have honest intent for God to continue to uplift me into the dream that I have for myself, because holy is being authentic, true and true. Don't try to fool nobody with what they're going to give you. Make sure that you're connected to the source, right? We talking about networking. He's the biggest source there is. Connect to him at all times, and everything else will always flow in a way that allows yourself to serve and be served.
And connecting you to the right people.
That part. And that was 1 Chronicles 29:17. So if you ignore the least commandment and teach others to do the same, you'll be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But anyone who obeys God's laws and teaches them will be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's Matthew 5:19. The honest person will live in safety, but the dishonest will be caught. Good God Almighty. You know when you got caught?
Come on.
You got caught because God thought that was dishonest and he wanted to teach you a lesson. So he caught you so that you can be convicted and you can change the way you do things, because he said to renew your mind daily. So I don't care about yesterday. Remember, I'm going to give you a whole bunch of scrap paper to work that problem out, because I trust that you will be who I called you to be. I just need you to believe in it, because I already assigned it to you. I'm just waiting for the assignment to come to pass. So listen, it's written right here. This dishonest will be caught and exposed. And when you get exposed, before you develop, you ruin the picture. Let's go back and talk to the whole concept of back in the day before we had these digital world. We had to go put those, what is they called? Negatives. Good God Almighty. They were called negatives. We had to put the negatives in the dark so that they could do what? So that they could create the picture and develop. And so sometimes you're coming out too soon. And when you come out too soon, you get caught. And then if you ever took a picture out before it developed, it's a mess. You got 5 places here. You got missing places here. So I may be talking French to this new age society, but us Facebook users, you know, we got a little bit of old school in us. We understand what it is to have a negative be processed in the dark to become a what? A positive. So God said, I know you got caught in that dishonest act, but guess what? We're going to turn that negative into positive. You're going to go back to the drawing board. You're going to sit there and develop the right way so that when I expose you to my people, you are ready to come out of your process and into your promise. Good God Almighty. So here's the last part. Father, you deserve nothing but my best. I offer you my love, my worship, my respect. I trust your plans for my life. I know your instructions are for my good and for your glory. I want to walk in integrity and obedience before you so that my love really looks like love and my worship comes from a place of truth. Remember I said, being holy is being truthful through and through to the soul of you. So the question is, do you admire the integrity of someone in your life? Woo! That's a good one.
That's a good one. That's
a good
one, honey.
Let's see these last ones before we pick y'all cards. Jacob says a live press conference at your local town hall or city hall explaining and getting the community involved with the movement of Sisters with Purpose. The local influential people have to be involved. Yes. I just saw somebody get married on the city hall. Listen, you know what we're saying? We're going to take the revival on the road and do pop-up tents. I like the city hall pop-up tent. You know, people walking around down there, honey. Integrity, that's word for grace and mercy of God, the divine love, that part. Ooh, yes. We have to intentionally bless others with our kingdom gifts. Let's talk about it. And that's the part. And unselfishly, like we said, with integrity. I love it.
Pure truth and honesty.
Ladies, to picture and the vision must be great. Oh, the picture and the vision must be greater than anything y'all ever imagined. Hashtag God's love, hashtag God's grace, hashtag God's favor, the purest divinity of love and spiritual presence. We received that, Jacob. Thank you so much. You have definitely dropped some jewel gems.
Always. I love it.
And invited a whole group, a slew of people. So thank you for supporting Sisters with Vision.
Obedient servants that know.
Come on
definitely
now.
The network will receive it, add value to it, and keep giving.
Sisters with Purpose. Look, I'm talking about Essence. We're going to collaborate with the young, and I like that because it could be SWV and SWP, honey. Because that would be a perfect bridge. Yup. Her group, this group, we got to unite the youth because that is the baton that we need to pass it to. And we wait too long to pass the baton, which is why life is always full back. They need it now. We need to instruct them to influence in a way now so that by the time they get to their 40s like us, they are so developed and confident in who they are. And it changes everything. But yes, honey, we are over.
We gonna pick a card.
We're going to pick a card. Not just any card. Ooh, I don't know.
Card.
That one through there. So I don't know if y'all can see that one, but it just flew there. So I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna Kia been so on with her with her I ams, and look, you went right to integrity. So whatever you when you was going like that thing went there. I said that's gonna be my card.
Come on now.
Let's see what Kia got.
Ready, set, go.
Oh Lord. And look.
And you are a jewel.
We said that jewel. He just was, listen, Jacob, you done put some energy, all that good stuff you gave, God confirmed. Healing. So that's all right. I am a Jew and I am a healer.
Come on,
and didn't we have healing yesterday too? To be a healer is to be a Jew. Right? Because that's the gem that God sent. God sent the gem of healing, which is the thing that makes you so precious. I love that. Look at that.
Come on,
good vibes. Good vibes. I am a healing Jew. Come on, y'all. Put those little things up in there.
I am a healing Jew.
Look, and Dr. Beverly to my Sisters with Substance, honey. SWS.
Woo.
He done started a whole vibe. But yes, these are good. So have integrity in your healing journey so that you can become the Jew God called you to be. Have integrity in your healing journey so that you can become the Jew God called you to be by operating in the power of your network. Did y'all hear me? Have integrity as the healer that God called you to be so that you can become the Jew and operate in the power of integrity through your networking.
And everybody
say to me in different
become
ways.
The Jew that they are. Shine as the Jew you are so that you can network with other Jews in order to heal other people.
That part.
Okay? So you show up like the Jew that you were developed and made to be. Shine bright.
Bright like a diamond.
Come on. Shine bright like a diamond. Shine bright like a diamond.
Excuse us. We get carried away when God is so good to us.
It's time to shine bright like a diamond.
That part.
Because you are a Jew and it's time to heal some people. And
I'm going to sip my coffee.
So, as always.
Okay, wait. We have to use life lessons to bless others. This allows us to spread the word of God. We are all sinners saved by grace, and we should never forget it. And we are all ushers.
Come on now.
I got a poem called Ushers.
We all sinners saved by grace.
And we all are to usher people in to let them know that God has room for them because we are the evidence of what he brought us through. Absolutely. So do not tell people where God brought you to if you're not willing to tell them what he brought you through. Okay. So don't be no bragger of the promise without actually showing them the evidence of how many times you had to go touch the hem of his garment, how many times you had to get lowered down from the roof so that God can heal you. Talk about what it required for you to get up off your knees and have faith, freedom after insight to hire yourself because you realize that you were capable and qualified. So let's not forget it. Let me go, honey, because I'll keep on going.
Put in some work to get to that end result.
I'm a healer that shares jewels of strength. I like that. Come on now, put it in the sentence. You know, it's so funny that one of the things for the game, because this is a game and it goes to 3 different levels. You got the elementary, you got the middle school, then you got the high kids, and their job to get points is to know the definitions of both the words that they pair. So it got to be is a big letter and a little letter. So it's a big J and a little J all through the decks. There's 2 of each letter. But not only do you have to pair them, but if you're in the senior level, the high advanced level of the game, you have to now know the definitions for both. You get a point for the pair. You get 2 points for the definitions. You get 3 points if you could take both those words and add it to a sentence. Okay? So that is what it's all about. Shamika says, amen. Come on now. Yes, that's an amens again. Now. Okay.
And Melissa says,
flip those scissors and
Precious, go flip
your computer on. Because this is about to be my lucky day.
Yes, honey.
So without further ado, as we always say, it is a relay race. And somebody is relying on you to turn your heartbeat into a soul beat in order to leave your soul print. Because the fingerprint tells us what you got wrong in this world, but the soul print, it tells us what you got right. And what God got right is you. So remember, you can never turn on anybody else's light, but you can provide enough light for them to find their switch. So stay lit in this world so somebody can find their way out of the darkness. It is your responsibility. Remember, responsibility is the ability of measurement in which you can respond. So everybody has their own level of responsibility at the capacity in which you can endure about what you know. So remember, this has been a great conversation. Amazing coffee and conversations, tea and conversations, whatever you're doing. Don't forget to wake up and make today count. We love you guys. Remember, love grows everything. So love yourself first. Take good care of yourself. And you remember to network. The power of network and find your network.
So you could grow and expand.
Peace and blessings. Have a blessed filled day. You too. And everybody else. Be so blessed. Thank you, Shamika. Yes. You have an amazing, amazing day. Like we say, love grows everything. So love yourself first. See you tomorrow.
See you in the morning.
Bye-bye.
8:30.
We're going to be here on 8:30.
On time.
We're going to be at 8:30.
I'm on it now.
She's going to be on it now. She just convicted herself.
Yeah. I know her own self out, so it's
She mad because she's supposed to be on the road 30 minutes ago. Oh, thank you, honey.
Thanks.
Thanks, love. See you later. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.